If you've ever wondered what really goes down when you move to Portugal, not the Instagram dream, not the filtered travel vlog, but the real day-to-day, then pay attention. Because here's the truth. A lot of the YouTube content about Portugal, it paints it like a paradise. Affordable, easy, stress-free. But the reality, it's a lot more complicated than that. And that glossy version, it often leaves people unprepared, or worse, disappointed, and then they leave. Hey, I'm Carter. This is Atypical Vagabond. I'm a digital nomad with a bit of a punk rock attitude. I don't do fluff. I don't sugarcoat travel life. I'm not here just to show you pretty rooftops and pastel de nata, but I might. Anyway, I'm here to dig into the culture, the tensions, the hard truths, and yeah, the beauty too. But only when it's earned. Because travel isn't always easy. And moving abroad, it comes with its own set of curveballs. Here, this video, it's for people who want to know what life really looks like in Portugal. Especially if you're thinking of moving here, or trying to make it work on a budget, remote income, or starting from scratch. You're going to hear stories from 5 different types of people, from minimum wage workers to wealthy nomads, and everything in between. And by the end, you'll know which version of Portugal you're most likely to experience and how to prepare for it. Oh, also, I'd love to hear from you too. Drop a comment below. What's one thing that excites you or freaks you about moving abroad or moving to Portugal? Here's the thing. A few months back, I saw an expat post in a Facebook group. She said, "This is nothing like what I saw on Facebook." Her rent was high, her salary couldn't cover the essentials, and she felt misled by these glossy videos. That moment stuck with me because her experience isn't unique. It reveals a rift between the online portrayals and the lived reality. So to explain what's really happening, I've broken Portugal down into 5 simplified categories. While they're not perfect, they might help reveal why life feels easy for some and crushing for others. So here's the 5 categories that I've broken down. The first category are normal Portuguese. These are locals earning near minimum wage. They're juggling inflation, high rent, and precarious jobs. They often rely on family support just to stay afloat. Category 2 is normal non-Portuguese. These are people that are foreigners who arrive with modest incomes. They face the same struggles as category 1, but without local family safety nets. They share flats and budget living is part of their reality. Category 3 is non-normal Portuguese. These are wealthier locals with generational wealth. They're business owners, they're the top professionals. Their stress isn't about rent, it's about the frustration with the national stagnation and bureaucracy. Category 4 is the non-normal, non-Portuguese. These are the digital nomads and expats with foreign income. They're financially comfortable, but bureaucracy and cultural disconnect are still challenges. You know, some of these people have a difficulty learning the language and talking to local people. For like the next category, it's category 5, and I'm calling it the Mignigues. And it's the in-between group. Locals and foreigners that are earning above average 2,500 euros plus a month. They have stable but vulnerable jobs vanish or rent spike. Hey, here's the catch. So YouTubers that are living in Portugal are usually in category 4 or 5. That means that the reality is privileged. They're cushioned against the struggles that many locals and lower income foreigners face. So when they say life here is cheap, I live on 1,500 euros a month, they're not lying, but they're also not telling the full story either. So imagine seeing Portugal only through the lens of privilege. Would you trust that as the full picture, let's break down the biggest struggles people face. It's housing and rent. In Lisbon or Porto, a one bedroom can cost 600 to 900 euros a month. For locals, earning 800 to 1,000 euros a month, that's over half their income gone. So to find solutions, they either have to have shared flats or there's long commutes that are the norm. For wealthier expats, rent feels manageable, so the stress doesn't even register. The low jobs and job precarity that many Portuguese work provide a near minimum wage with unstable contracts. Foreigners without fluent Portuguese often find themselves in the same boat. Meanwhile, digital nomads with a foreign income never feel this pain. The reliance on family and shared housing. Portuguese families often share homes and bills across generations. Expats rarely have that cushion, so roommates are essential. And bureaucracy, it's the one equalizer. Visa delays, tax IDs, residence renewals, paperwork, trips everyone up. Money may help, but you can't always buy your way out of a slow office queue. And for the wealthy Portuguese, they have their own frustrations. Category 3 folks aren't scraping by, but they feel angry at the brain drain, weak investments, and stalled growth. There's a criticism of affluent expats that are making 5,000 euros a month with remote jobs, and they're accused of inflating housing markets. True or not, the resentment here is real. So the question is, which reality would you find yourself in? So quick pause here. If you want even more behind the scenes stories, consider becoming a channel member. You'll get exclusive early access, member-only live streams, and a Q&A directly with me. I totally get it if money's tight. Watching, liking, and sharing this video though is already a huge way to support the channel. Either way, thank you for being here. Now let's get back to Portugal's realities. So a normal Portuguese friend of mine told me, hey, I work 2 jobs just to cover rent. I really have time to enjoy the city. And he's somebody that's a psychologist, very well educated. Not only is he working as a psychologist, but he also has to work at a store for like another 8 hours a day. So he's putting in 16 hours a day. And a normal foreigner said to me, I share a flat with 3 roommates. Half my income is gone before the month even begins. And a mid-Guineas worker confessed, I'm stable now, but one lost contract and I'm on the edge. And a wealthy Portuguese friend of mine said, foreigners, they are buying these luxury homes, but our economy stagnates. Nothing improves for the regular Portuguese. So like my fellow brother and Portuguese guys are having a hard time just making ends meet, and it breaks even the wealthy's hearts to see friends and other citizens basically have a hard time making ends meet, to even put food in their stomachs. And the thing is, a digital nomad, when they say, I thought foreign income would solve it all, then I hit a brick wall with the bureaucracy. When the Portuguese hear this, it kind of sends them through the roof, because it's kind of trivial in the aspect of all the things of survival. These voices, they highlight the same truth. Perspective matters. One person's dream life is another's daily survival. So here is how to approach Portugal with clear eyes. Know the category that you're gonna fall in. Be honest about where you'd land. Plan for bureaucracy. Expect delays. Have backup plans. Most importantly, talk to the locals. What I'm saying it might be something completely different than a local would say. They might say it a little bit differently, and it's a way that you might understand it a little bit better, especially listening to those that are in the category 1 and 2. And most importantly, when you move here, budget conservatively. When you budget conservatively, you can prepare better for rent and utilities if they spike. And when you do this, it helps you stay flexible. And consider having roommates or the ability to pivot your job to have multiple revenue streams in order to make it through any hard times. Having backup plans all on the table. Most importantly, respect the locals. Have a discussion with them. Say bom dia, tudo bem. Simple words of Portuguese is a great way to show respect and enjoy the food. When you say that you hate Portuguese food, that is one way to really upset the Portuguese. And understand housing pressures and cultural tensions, because with these things being difficult, if you understand that their life is not as easy as what you're going through, it won't come off as offensive to them. So understanding the way that their life is not kind of like an affront to them. So being able to, hey, I understand life is hard. Just being able to say that to someone that's struggling is a huge thing. Portugal is beautiful, but it's also messy. If you walk in with wide-eyed expectations, disappointment will follow you. However, if you come grounded, you'll appreciate the beauty and understand the cost. So here's the truth. Portugal offers magic, stunning landscapes, a deep history, and a slower pace. But it also demands patience, resilience, and humility. The dream life, it's real for some, but not for all. Thank you for sticking with me here. If this video helped you, give it a like, share it with a friend that's curious about Portugal, and subscribe for more real travel stories. Let me know in the comments, which of these 5 categories would you fall into? What do you worry most about moving abroad? Until next time, stay curious, stay grounded, and enjoy the real Portugal.